main reason I'm here is to clear my name that I have nothing to do with Bitcoin, nothing to do with developing. I was just an engineer doing something else. And if you look at the time span, 2001, when it was supposed to be developed, I wasn't there. I was working for the government through a contracting company. That's not me. I never communicated with Bitcoins.
Okay.
Leah wrote all this?
Yeah.
2010 to 2000. I was at home.
Okay.
I wasn't working for anybody.
Okay.
I just believe that somebody put that fictitious name in there. Satoshi Nakamoto and Bitcoin, or Bitcoin.
What's up, my cryptos? It's Sean, the Crypto Shaman, teaching you how to cash out your Bitcoin with some fiat currency. Let's go. In order to cash out, you need to get your Bitcoin from your hardware wallet to the exchange. There, you'll be able to exchange it from Bitcoin to US dollars. At buycrypt.com, open your wallet and copy the deposit address. Now paste that into the send address of your hardware wallet. And now you're ready to send. But before you do, my cryptos, double, triple check that you have copied the entire address. Because if you didn't, that Bitcoin is gone forever.
The better I can plan, and the more likely it'll be that I can succeed.
Right.
So, any help is appreciated.
Yeah, well, we're on board with you.
Is there any chance that your route might change along the way?
Yeah, that's what he just said.
Oh,
It might, yeah. I'm
Okay.
considering going through Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona because I could probably shave off 600-700 miles if I don't go up through Denver and down through Las Vegas. The other problem with going through Las Vegas is that my self-imposed rule on this trip is I'm not allowed to spend any dollars. And I've never been to Las Vegas, and I kind of don't want to waste my first trip to Las Vegas without being able to spend a few dollars there.
you're gonna need to find a slot machine that takes Bitcoin.
That would be ideal. That would be ideal.
That would be, oh my gosh. So this is really revolutionary. I mean, this is Only One TV's first episode of our first show. So this is a real first for us, and obviously it's a first for the whole world. Bitcoin itself. I always tell my friends that we're not in the ground floor of something big here. We're in the basement, just like 1 or 2 steps up. This is really, really big, and we're before the very beginning of it. It's just so new.
I completely agree.
Yeah. It's just so exciting, isn't it, to be like a pioneer in something that's just, you just know, the more you know about it, the more you realize that this is going to change the whole world, like the internet did.
I think there's an Oregon Trail joke here somewhere.
What is that?
I'm not sure. That's I was trying to think of it and I failed. But across the country on Bitcoins, pioneering adventure. It's somewhere.
Exactly.
We have the dollar, Japan has the yen, and the internet, it has the Bitcoin.
Yeah, this online currency offers a new way to use money, but many aren't sold on the idea.
KLD News 13's J.D. Wallace is live tonight with his special report to show us what Bitcoin offers and why some people stay away from it. J.D.?
Well, Heather, there's a reason we call it cold, hard cash. It's right here, but could it be a pain to send somewhere? And some think that banks are too involved with cash transactions and value. Well, that's where Bitcoin comes in. It's online, anonymous, and constantly changing in value. Both supporters and doubters agree Bitcoin, a new kind of money, is a risk. Taking money online can be a game changer in the world of bank transactions and interest fees.
A lot of people see Bitcoin as a way to kick out the role of a central bank and basically fire it.
Bitcoin enthusiast Mike Caldwell says converting cash to the online currency is convenient.
I don't have any philosophical problems with the government. I pay my taxes like I should. I'm a good citizen. I follow the laws.
Here's how it works. Bitcoins were created in 2009. As the number of them goes up, the virtual money gets harder and harder to create to try to control the value. Early this year, you could buy a Bitcoin for less than $1 and sell it for $30 this summer. Or, by now, one is worth just a few dollars. But Caldwell says the real value is for sending cash in the form of Bitcoins.
It's not a way to make money or lose money. It's a way to get money from point A to point B. The value of the coin really means nothing compared to the technology.
Not only do you want to be careful using Bitcoin, you want to be careful with entities that are asking you to use Bitcoin as their currency, because there's generally, there's a possibility that they're trying to hide something.
Here, Data Doctor CEO Ken Colburn shows us an exchange. They're worth just over $3 each.
Most people that are using this system want to stay anonymous. So you're not going to see a lot of people screaming saying, yes, I'm trading in this. And that's what the exchanges allow people to do, is to trade anonymously. And that's why some of the government agencies are looking at this as well. Is this potentially a place where illegal activity is taking place?
While Bitcoin users might be hard to find, the currency works at some online sites, from video games to books. But using Bitcoins in the real world's another story.
I don't see Walmart taking Bitcoin anytime soon.
Someone has to have a compelling reason to want to use Bitcoins as opposed to, credit cards or cash if it's just to go to the grocery store.
Caldwell defends Bitcoin and says the possibility of illegal activity should not keep legitimate users away. Both he and Colburn see Bitcoin sticking around, just not as a way to buy a latte.
As a consumer, there's very little reason to go with an exchange of that sort, unless you're completely fed up with all of what's going on in a traditional sense.
Bad things would happen with cash every day, and that certainly has nothing to do with the so-called decline of the dollar.
An email to one of the main Bitcoin managers has not been returned. There are more than 7 million Bitcoins in circulation right now, with the limit set at 21 million. Find out how Bitcoins are created or mined, and why 2 U.S. senators want an investigation into a website that accepts Bitcoins, all with this story on KOLD.com. Reporting live from the Northwest Side, J.D. Wallace, KOLD News 13, live local late breaking.
All right, thanks, J.D. And we want to hear what you think about this. Would you use digital dollars? You can weigh in right now by going to our Facebook page.
Hey, Heather Rowe.
What are Bitcoins? Well, they're money. But the real question is, what is money? We all know it's not this, right? I mean, this is just a piece of paper which is supposed to represent a certain amount of this. But money isn't gold either, is it? The gold standard arose early in human history due to the mineral scarcity, easy division, and recognizability. There's only a finite amount of gold in the world, and it can only be mined at a predictable rate. Gold currency could be freely exchanged, but it was difficult for individuals to manage and hard for governments to control. So governments began issuing representative money to citizens, notes that could be exchanged for gold. During the 20th century, most governments stopped exchanging gold, and all money essentially became flat money, which only has value because the government says so. However, if a government decided to print flat money at an unpredictable rate, existing money would lose its value. So if that's how this works, how do Bitcoins work? Well, Bitcoins work similar to gold in that they have a fixed scarcity, can be easily divided and easily recognized. But whereas gold is mined from the earth, Bitcoins are mined from the internet. Bitcoins are codes designed to be generated at a predictable rate from the Bitcoin network, which awards Bitcoins randomly to anyone using the Bitcoin software. Users can then freely exchange the generated Bitcoin codes for goods and services, using the central Bitcoin network as a means of verifying a particular code's authenticity. But how is the Bitcoin network any different from a government issuing flat money, or services like PayPal or Second Life's Linden Dollar? While those services are all run by a central authority, the Bitcoin network is a peer-to-peer distributed computing network similar to BitTorrent. This means that the process for creating and verifying Bitcoins is shared among everyone running the Bitcoin software. So, what does this mean for the real-world economy? Right now, Bitcoins can be exchanged for about $20 US. But if the value of the dollar were to change due to inflation, theoretically, Bitcoins would still retain their value.